are going to be creating some trading cards. You guys know trading cards are things like Pokemon, baseball cards, and we used to trade them for different cards. So you get to create your own trading cards today. We are going to use the story you've been doing and reading called Stretching Ourselves to create your trading cards. Now if you notice on your trading card paper, there are 4 rectangles, 4 different cards. On each card, you'll see several things. First of all, you see the word name. Okay, the word name applies to the person you are writing about. So in the story Stretching Ourselves, we have Nick, Tanner, and Emily. So you'll have 1 card for Nick, 1 for Tanner, and 1 for Emily. Okay. Also, we have on here, you'll see that it says disability. Okay. That's because for each person, you're going to write about their disability, what they're having trouble with, trouble learning, okay, or trouble doing. All right. Then the next is generalization. Now, you guys have been studying generalization. You know that generalization is a broad statement. Okay? It's something that applies to most of the group most of the time. For example, at Midwest City Elementary, most of the students arrive on time. That's a generalization. We know that not every student arrives on time every day, but most of the time, most of the students are here. So we can make that general statement. So you're going to make a generalization related to the person you're writing about. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Okay. Next, we're going to have details about that person. So if you're writing about Emily, you're going to give me 3 details specific to Emily. Okay. For example, Emily shells vegetables. That would be a detail about Emily. Okay. If I was talking about students at Midwest City Elementary, I could say that these students, they show up on time because only 1% of the students show up late. That would be a fact about the students showing up on time. Okay? So, we're going to put those facts in about that specific person. I'm going to recommend when you're writing your card up that you do your details first. Okay? Because when we're doing our cards, I mean, you don't make a generalization before you read the story. Okay? So write your details about it, and then look at your details and say, okay, think about Emily. If I'm writing about Emily, and I was going to go to a room where there's a whole bunch of people that were very, very much like Emily, what would I notice about that whole group of individuals? What would I see in general about that population, that group? Okay? That's what you write for your generalization. It's not specifically about Emily. It's about that whole group of people that would be similar to Emily. Okay? So that's what you're going to do on each one of your cards. All right? When you finish your card about Emily, Nick, and Tanner, you'll notice there's a 4th card. You can do that 4th card about yourself. Now, disability for yourself, you know, I mean, obviously, you may or may not have cerebral palsy, but probably not. So your disability, you can put something silly, something you struggle with. It doesn't have to be serious. Like, I read slowly. I don't read very quickly. Maybe you're not that great at basketball. Maybe you have trouble tying your shoes. I don't know. You can just kind of put something silly in there. But then the details would be about yourself. Then the generalization would be about a group you're part of. It could be 5th grade students. Could be boys. Could be girls. Could be basketball players. Okay? Anything like that. Just as long as you are writing about a generalization about that whole group. Okay? So, this is the first part of our lesson. Make sure you fill out each of your cards again. Do your details first, then create your generalization about the group. Think about what they all kind of have in common. And then in about 20 minutes or so, when we get done with the cards, we'll give you a chance to do something else. Now, I will tell you that on the back of the paper, there are some blank rectangles. That's because most trading cards have pictures. So if you have some time and you get all your cards filled out, you're welcome to draw a picture of that person on the back of your card. All right, go ahead and get started.